part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
Welcome to a special edition of the Chase Smith Podcast, taking a break from my mini-series on podcast to bring you an emergency reaction podcast. The teaser trailer for Thor, Love and Thunder just dropped, and I had to bring in my good friend, Damon Royster. He's the host of Podcast 616 on Press Play Podcast Network right here, and you're listening to their theme music. He's also the contributing writer for Cracked, and he has a live show at the Illuminati Hour at the Yard Theater. Damon, thanks for hopping on. The Chase Smith 616 podcast, I guess, is what this could be.
Hey, whatever you want to call it, I'm here.
We're going to post this on my feed and the 616 feed just because this is a big day for Marvel Studios, Damon.
Huge day. Yeah, this is the day I was like, man, I'm sure glad I have a Marvel podcast.
I know. I was like, I want to talk about it with someone. So, hey, all right. Thor, Love and Thunder, the teaser trailer just dropped. Damon, what are your immediate reactions? Let's talk.
I mean, okay, go with me, Chase. I don't think anyone can outperform even the original artists, the song Sweet Child of Mine. For me, it's always going to be Adam Scott in the movie Step Brothers when the whole family sings it in the car.
Catherine Hahn, it's classic.
Like, I'm daring. I won't do it. It's because I'm too good. I don't want to overwhelm people with my talent. But loved it. I love the trailer. I really needed it. This Monday really perked me up on this very busy day. So in my immediate reaction, I approve. Yes.
So you talk about the soundtrack and that was a huge part of Thor Ragnarok, right? Like the opening, the prologue where he's with that demon beast who comes back. I forget his name.
Yeah. But we know who you're
right.
talking about. Oh God.
Right. So they dropped the lead in Ragnarok, and now to go along with this like 80s theme, Guns N' Roses. Oh my gosh. And it was killer, Damon. It worked perfect. It was great. Shouts to Taika Waititi. Did I pronounce that right?
Taika Waititi, I believe.
Taika. Okay. I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there. That's just incredible stuff here. Ragnarok was a huge movie, not only in the Thor franchise, but just for, I think, Marvel in general. And I cannot wait to see this movie in full, Damon. I approve as well. So soundtrack you loved. What about the content of the trailer?
Content of the trailer, amazing. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen is when Thor's doing that like rope thing with those giant chains.
The trucker hat, right? His belly.
Trucker hat.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see the goodbye belly Thor.
This better be a Thor love and montage. I better get a montage of some type of training. Like you think like there's got to be an 80s action training montage in this movie.
They'd be fools if they don't do it. Other things like I love his look. I hope because I'm seeing several costumes that he's wearing. Yes, I'm here to talk about who's wearing what.
There's like a new suit.
I do like the Goldie things, but I really liked this like red cutoff sleeve thing he had on. I think you see it in the poster for Love and Thunder, and I'm all about that because that's like giving me Kurt Russell and Big Trouble in Little China energy, which is another great 80s action movie. So yeah, I was born in 1988, but that just means that all the movies I watched growing up were all 80s movies.
Right.
So I loved it.
Yeah. It seems that this trailer is this theme of like identity, like who am I? And Thor's been wrestling with that for a minute. Right. And it doesn't seem to, he's still trying to figure that out. He talks about, my superhero days are behind me. But then this trailer's intermixed with him like planting Stormbreaker, but then like using it as like fuel for something like he's a pirate on a ship kissing some strange person I don't know. He's
looks kind of like Katy Perry, but we're not sure.
Right. He's with the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're running towards battle. He's like turning away. There's just all of this stuff. Like Thor's just like having kind of like a I don't want to say midlife crisis because he's probably hundreds of years old, but
I think you're saying an existential crisis.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
And then you're looking at oh my gosh, she is at New Asgard, and she's just like miserable ruling New Asgard. What Valkyrie, that's right. Yeah. She looks miserable. And so I think like where people have found themselves, I don't think people are happy.
Yeah. It's so interesting that like he's going through this identity crisis, which is also what I feel the character from a writing standpoint has been through with all these like, the Kenneth Branagh first Thor movie, which was much more like Shakespearean or whatever. And now we've like fully shifted into Taika Waititi's 80s synthesoid neon explosion.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised. This is also our fourth movie for a character in the Marvel franchise. Like no character's ever gone beyond 3. So I mean, what else is there to say about our lovable Thunder God?
Yeah, I'm here for all the Thor movies. I love the direction T-Dubs. I'm just gonna call him that because I
like it.
Okay. No, Taika Waititi. That I love the direction that he's going.
Yeah. And
I think I found that anything that he does, I'm just all on board with. Big T-Dubs fan.
Yeah. You would think you would learn the name. But he does have this magical, like his sensibilities are just so fun. And I think it's just like a fresh voice. So I'm very excited for this. I mean, do we want to talk about the closing image of this teaser?
Yes, because I think there's a couple big takeaways like immediately from the trailer. One, Thor Godbot is back, but then at the very end, Natalie Portman yielding. I just did the Captain America catch you can't see in a pod, yielding Mjolnir, but it's OG Mjolnir. It's not like a Time Heist Mjolnir. It seems to be mended Mjolnir, Damon.
Yeah, because it has the cracks from where Miss Helena crushed it with her bare hands. So I have a theory, but I don't know if you're ready for it.
Let's talk about theories later.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Natalie Portman has been rumored to be in the movie. I mean, like confirmed at, like there was it Comic-Con where like there was some panel or dais where she was at like on stage.
Yeah, I think she's for sure back. She's for sure back with a much better, bigger role than. No offense to OG Jane, but I think she'll be doing a lot more than just the beeps and boops of the sciencey stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the IMDb listing for the cast and crew. She's listed as Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, so she's already credited. Obviously, Christian Bale not in this teaser that we just watched. He's Gore the God Butcher. I know nothing about Gore the God Butcher. Damon, you have something to say?
I don't know anything about him, but there was somebody in the teaser who grabbed a lightning bolt and like held it up.
Yes,
and we saw the back of him, and he was like on a balcony with people looking up to him, and I was like, I think that's Christian Bale, but I have no idea what.
No, Damon, that's Zeus. That's Russell Crowe. I am dead serious.
I can't handle this.
He's next on the list right here. It's Christian Bale, Natalie Portman, Matt Damon is what? Actor Loki, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, and then Russell Crowe is Zeus right here.
Javert himself, Russell Crowe.
Yes. Melissa McCarthy is actor Hela. Oh my gosh. Sam Neill, actor Odin. They got everyone back.
That's so funny.
That's Russell Crowe. Zeus confirmed in MCU. I mean, we knew that they were looking at, if you watched Eternals, right? With
I did.
Yeah, and Watermelon Sugar Boy, who's that?
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles as
Ladies Love.
Right. That one,
Thanos' brother.
Yes.
Star Fox?
Isn't he Greek? Like, isn't he Greek mythology?
Oh man, I'm losing so much street cred right now.
I don't know. Well, no, yeah. But listen to our Marvel podcast, guys. Let me tell you.
Oh boy, you're gonna
No,
You're
but
gonna
yeah,
learn some stuff.
that's Russell Crowe. That's Zeus.
Okay.
And it gave me a lot of like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer vibes, because you hear, right, Charles Xavier's voice in that. You see like an ear, but you don't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And in this teaser, we see the back of Russell Crowe. We don't really hear him. He has a really, unique voice, I think, like
Can
Charles,
you do a Russell Crowe impersonation?
Are you not entertained? I don't know. I just has a
Uncanny.
Russell Crowe voice. I don't know.
It's so good. No, that was perfect.
Okay, I promise he's not on the podcast, guys. We're gonna have to like make sure he doesn't get credit.
Oh, because he'll be coming. He'll be coming for us.
Yeah. But yeah, they're teasing us with things that we think to know are going to be in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting that Zeus is potentially multiverse stuff. I feel like we gotta get this Doctor Strange movie under our fingertips so we can better understand how we're going to be utilizing all these multiverse things. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait before I go off on that.
Okay. Damon, this trailer got me super hype. I immediately texted you. It was like, what are you, 3? It was like 7:30 your time. Did I wake you up with these texts, or were you already awake?
Sadly, I was already awake.
That
I had to do some social media posting, and the best time to do it is at 6 a.m. baby.
Wow. Damon is the best. All right. So super hype. I have a lot of questions, Damon. I watched this teaser, and I admittedly don't read comics. I enjoy a few graphic novels every now and then, but I don't have a huge comic backlog to pull from. So I just have a ton of questions. What are some questions you had from the teaser?
Man, I mean, I always wanted, first of all, what's happening? And I feel like I'm always going to have questions until I see the movie, because if you think back to Ragnarok, like there's a lot happening in that movie. Like you have to establish Loki's still alive, finding Odin, meeting Hela, and then Thor getting sent to that battle planet with Jeff Goldblum and the Hulk, and meeting Valkyrie. So I'm like, I feel like, since we're still in the capable hands of Taika Waititi, like I think this movie's going to go all over the place. T-dubs.
Yeah.
Forgive me. But I guess like my main question is like, because our human brains are thinking that we're watching the images linearly as the movie will be, but like who's to say when he buries Stormbreaker? Like who's to say when are the guard, like how much? I think my main question is like, what's happening? When are things going to happen? And also like how much Guardians are going to be featured in this? How much Valkyrie are we going to see? Like, are we just going to see Valkyrie in that little business meeting in her cute suit, or is she like going to be in on the action? Questions make me mad. I'm so sorry. I'm getting heated.
Yeah. I think I don't want to get too far into theories. We have been to New Asgard. We went there in Endgame, which is on Earth.
Yep.
I think the question of what is going on and when is important too, especially with the Disney Plus series, with Loki, with Eternals, like all of these shows at some point have to converge. Maybe it's in Doctor Strange, and maybe you're right. Maybe all this will make a little more sense, or they will be able to release a trailer after Doctor Strange because of X, Y, and Z. What is not going to be in the movie, and what is going to be in the movie that's going to be changed? That's a question I had. We know from the Spider-Man teasers and trailers that they altered footage in those shots, Damon. And so what are we not seeing that's going to be in the movie?
Isn't it crazy that technology has gotten to the point where we can now lie to people with technology?
Yeah.
I guess we always could, but just in our trailers, I thought those were sacred.
Nothing is sacred, Damon. Yeah. Nothing is sacred. I think I posted this in our Slack. There's a screenshot where Thor is standing by Korg. It's at 36 seconds into the trailer. And it's an off-centered shot. You have Thor in the middle. To his right, or to his left, our right, is Korg. He's in his vest and his jeans and his white tank top. But then there's no one beside him. You know the image I'm talking about?
Are they on like a snowy mountain or something?
No,
Or-
that's another question I have.
Okay.
But no, this one is 37 seconds into the trailer.
I'm looking at it, audience. Yes.
It's off-centered, right?
I mean, I did take a few film classes in college, and yes, compositionally, there should be something or someone in that blank space. So you're thinking that's somebody important.
Yes. Yeah. Loki, I did not see in IMDb. I did not see.
I mean, man,
Loki.
Can I admit something?
Yeah.
I need a low-key break.
What?
Low-key, I need a low-key break. As the kids say. I just need it. I just need somebody not to come back. I just need Thanos killed Loki. I made my peace with it. Like, man, what a great ending. And then he got a whole series.
And it's changed the Marvel universe. It's not only is it a series, but it's a series that changed the entire Marvel universe forever.
And I hate change.
That's why you didn't vote for Obama.
Oh God, no, I did. Please, for my reputation, you have to know that I did twice. You can't say that, Chase.
No, man, come on. Okay, would you be excited if I just saw someone online mention this, I had to bring it up, if that was Deadpool? If Deadpool somehow is in this movie, is that a good thing?
I mean, man, Deadpool. I know Deadpool and Thor. That's like, what is that like? That's like giving me Gushers and fruit roll-ups. It's kind of the same thing.
Because he did a spot with Korg.
He did a spot with Korg.
You haven't seen this?
I have not seen this. What spot are you talking about?
He was asked talking about the Marvel universe.
When you say he, do you mean Ryan
Deadpool?
Reynolds? Deadpool.
It's they did a trailer reaction to Free Guy.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
It's like 9 months ago.
Oh yeah, I was off world 9 months ago, I assume. But man, Deadpool. I don't know. I'm not in the camp. I'm like one of those people. My uncle is like this as well. Where like, when you got like a dinner plate and you've got like the steak, the mashed potatoes, and the green beans, I like to keep them all separate. I don't like to mash them up. I want to just experience my green beans, experience my mashed potatoes, and experience my steak. I don't want to, because then we're just having stir fry, and I like stir fry, and that's great, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans separately. So I want to keep my Deadpool in my X-Men universe, and and my Thor in my MCU. That's just how I feel, and and I'm pretty stubborn.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Again, we keep referencing Doctor Strange.
We got to know. I
we
feel like
we just got to know.
Yeah.
Hey, here's another question I had. 44 seconds in is when he's on this like pirate ship, and like, he has long hair, very like Fabio-y, like spins a girl around, and like what's going on there?
I have no idea. I mean, I guess we're going back to, because I think Thor is kind of a heartthrob. Chase, like, people want to kiss Thor. I don't know if you understand this. Like, it's not strange to me that someone's kissing Thor. I don't know who she is.
Right.
But I'm not surprised she's kissing him.
He's in like the ropes and a robe, and it's just like a very unique setting. Damon, I think a question you alluded to earlier as well. This is about 56 seconds into the trailer. He's standing with Korg on a rock, looking at, you think is a mountain, but it is actually not a. It's a huge creature. Damon, what's going on there, man?
Oof. I bet that's going to be a deceptively funny scene. I bet that is going to be some creature that has some information, and they're going to go interrogate it, and it's going to be another Taika Waititi surprise. And I don't know, it's voiced by Patton Oswalt or somebody.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just like, oh, like it's a huge creature, but it has such a chill attitude.
Right. This question I actually had to seek out because I did not know. I still don't know who it is or what it is, but it's from the comics. He was a god. That he had some type of like shared experience with Thor, that they were like acquaintances.
This giant creature?
Yes.
Oh,
and that's all that I know.
Oh, so you knew the answer?
No, I don't know who it is. I have no, I don't know anything. I just know a little bit of the context. I didn't know if you knew anything about what is going on.
Oh no. And again, man, I'm just revealing my stubbornness. When it comes to like, if I ever did dive into comics, I'm much more into like, this is beyond me. I'm much more into like the street, superheroes like Spider-Man, DC's Batman. Like I'm much more interested in a superhero breaking up organized crime than I am going to distant space planets.
Yeah. And so I don't know who that is, what planet they're on, what's going on, but apparently it's from some Thor comic I don't even know. And you start kind of putting pieces together. We know that, I almost said Thor the God Butcher. This is how little I know about Thor lore.
God.
Also,
that made me remember, I tweeted this on the Podcast 616 account, but man, truly a missed opportunity. Why is it not called Thor 4? Why? That's so fun. Thor 4.
They could do a lot, and you have the Fast and Furious memes where they have all those like, two Thor, two Furious. Why not that? Right.
For Thor.
Right.
It's for Thor.
Right. There's Thor Love and Thunder. If Thor the God Butcher is butchering gods, are any gods safe, Damon? There's a shot where we talked about it earlier, where he's doing his like montage training, doing the chains. It's a 24 seconds in the trailer. There's another large skeleton creature cloaked in chains.
I saw that when I first saw the trailer, I thought that was our fiery guy from Thor Ragnarok, but that I don't think that guy had bones, so probably not.
Is this another former god? I don't know. Does he go to sea and he's like, oh, poor god didn't make it, and he's like, I gotta work out now, and he goes to this other god and it's also dead. Like, the game is afoot.
Are you thinking that it's like someone's killing gods and Thor's next on the list?
I mean, you want to get into theories, because I think now we just let's just talk about what could be.
I mean, I'm very ready. Yes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think that could be a one way that he's just like, I'm like, oh, this god's dead, and oh, this big ice god is dead, and who are the other gods that I know? Oh, me, right?
Yeah.
Is someone going to come after me if I'm trying to be peaceful? If I'm trying to be Thor's Zen Thor, like I got to be ready.
That's really cool. I like that. I love the idea of, I actually love superhero stories where like they have to own the mistakes of their past, or like somebody's trying to get Thor for their perceived idea of what he was like in the past. I think that'd be so good. Ooh, I got chills.
There was another god in the teaser, Damon, that we saw the back of. We've already talked about. Hercules, not Hercules, Zeus
Almighty.
Is this is Zeus done? Is this just like a one and done Zeus, and then we're off to Hercules and we get that?
I mean, I don't know. I want to meet Zeus. I mean, it depends on how. If Zeus is cool, let's keep him. But if it's,
I've heard he's a cool hang.
You've hung with Zeus?
Yep. I've gone up to Olympus a couple times.
Man, I gotta update my passport.
Yeah, I mean, and then Mighty Thor, Natalie Portman at the end, is she a god? What's your theory on that?
My theory on that one is again tied to Doctor Strange, because I'm like, it hit me today. Like, if we have the multiverse and we have all these different variations of characters we know. What if this is just a Jane Foster from another universe, where they followed that? Because I know this is a comic book plot where Jane, for some reason, well, not for some reason, she's dying of cancer, and she somehow gets Thor powers, and she can be, I think, heal herself. Not clear on that plot, but like, what if this is just because of the multiverse of madness stuff, we get a different Jane from another Earth coming to the this Earth Prime, this Earth 616, dare we say.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the multiverseness of all of this is just fascinating. It almost seems like a very easy cop out, though. Like, it's just like a get out of jail free card for any problem that they've run into.
And I would disagree with you with saying it's almost a cop out. I'd say it's fully a cop out, 100%. No, almost needed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So Zeus multiverse, or is that real 616?
Well, then it's like, okay, so this makes me like want to research mythology, because Thor is Norse.
Yes.
Oh God, Northman. Is it North?
Norse. No, it's Norse.
Oh boy. Norse, his Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And then Zeus is obviously Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, so are the Norse gods, what is their relationship to the Greek gods? Like, is there a world, or is there a story where those two even crossed over at some point? That's just gonna make my head spin. But I mean, I'm sure there's this, the way they handle Thor reminds me so much of Doctor Who. Sorry, folks, I'm gonna get even more nerdier. Just because like Doctor Who deals with like a lot of like fantasy elements, but they always have like a scientific explanation for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see, and maybe it's probably out there in the comics already, but like, is Zeus like what is the scientific explanation for Zeus? The way they have like Asgard is just another planet in the universe.
Yeah. I have a confession. I've not watched one episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, that's fine. This is normal. This is what people normally say to me, so don't worry.
Okay. I've heard great things about it.
It's a pretty great show.
But also, Disney owns like Greek mythology IP? Or is it just, could I write a Zeus story? Is it over the Statue of Limit, like whatever, like that?
Maybe this Zeus has two Z's at the front.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Zeus. I mean, yeah, like they're just like an IP machine. What the heck?
I mean, well, isn't Zeus like public domain at this point?
Well, I guess they did Hercules the animated, so that's a dumb revelation.
Yeah, come on, Chase.
I know
they've already.
They do have Greek IP.
This is
unbelievable.
They're bored by Marvel. Like, oh, you want to do Zeus? We already did that,
right? Right. Okay, so we got Zen Thor trying to do his thing. Guardians, it seemed to be, so the last we saw Thor, right, is in Endgame. He is wink wink not the captain of the Guardian ship.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh, that's going to be fun, rubbing our hands. We can't wait. This is the first like moment we're going to see them together. Do you expect them to be together for probably like the first part of the film, but are they going to be a big part of the movie, you think?
Here's my pitch. I'm going to stand by this. We're going to see the Guardians for the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. Thor's going to go on a quest. It's going to reach that classic Marvel climax. He's going to need some reinforcements. Boop, 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 boop. I'm dialing my phone. Thor's like, hey, Star-Lord, bring the crew. I need you for the last third act battle of this movie. Yep.
So Thor, Mighty Thor, Valkyrie, Korg, Deadpool, Zeus, everyone.
Chase, I don't know why you're trying to make Deadpool a thing. I don't know. I think that is, I don't want to get your hopes up.
That's fine. But like everyone just comes back and it's just like a mini Endgame moment.
I think so. I think
she even has the Mjolnir back, right? Like that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it would be foolish to me to waste these engaging characters, even though I have my issues with Chris Pratt, but that's not Chris Pratt. That is Star-Lord, and I like Star-Lord. It'd be foolish to just have them and not utilize them. And also, can we get? I just need more Mantis. I really like that character, and I just want her to have more to do. Give Mantis more to do. I like that she can put people to sleep. I think that's a fun power.
Yes, I need Mantis's power from my daughter. She's 7, and she struggles going to bed.
I would never let Mantis into my house. I think that would be then you got to deal with Mantis, who's very weird.
Yes, she's very weird. All right. So, any other theories you want to hit on? So I can totally see Guardians being in it for like the first 25 minutes. They go do a Guardians quest, and Thor's like, I've done this my whole life. I want to be peace. And then we don't see the Guardians again. And then that's when they come in for the holiday special. And then that sets up for the 4th one.
Yeah. Their third one.
Holidays. Yes. Officially 3rd, but the holiday special is like a real thing.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I got to see a holiday special. I don't get excited for holiday specials. It's on the Marvel
calendar.
I know it's on the calendar and I'm going to watch it, but holiday specials, they've let me down in the past. So I got to watch it.
I'm staying up every day until it comes out. That's how excited I am for it.
Why?
I'm not. I'm not.
Go to bed.
I'm not. Are we going to see any other Marvel characters that we haven't talked about?
I mean, we might. Grandmaster, maybe Jeff Goldblum. Stop eyes again.
Love it. Why not? Why not?
I mean, if she's free, maybe Captain Marvel. I feel like she's just always around.
They had a thing. Yeah.
They had a thing with a little Stormbreaker. She's not afraid of his hammers.
Nope.
Yeah, keep that in. That's fine. And then trying to think anyone else. I'm trying to think of like any celestial I mean, what if we see the Eternals? What if we see, I did look at it as Star Fox, Harry Styles.
Star Fox.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, man, if anyone can make Eternals work, maybe it's Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
No offense to Chloe Zhao. I just think the Eternals were a hard sell in the first place.
And if you want to give characters a little bump in like exposure, why not Thor 4.
Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder. Like that would make sense if you're looking for synergy.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. 30 Rock reference. Anyone who is like, what is going on? That makes sense. It
would be a crazy tone shift from the almost melancholy dourness of the Eternals. Did anyone smile in Eternals? I don't think so. I think Kumail Nanjiani and his assistant were the happiest people in that whole movie.
That's true.
It would be, I think it would do it. Marvel, if you're listening, if you want me to like the Eternals, just put one of them in this Thor movie, just one. And it'll let me know that they're a fun bunch.
Just one. I mean, Brian Tyree Henry, he smiled for a little bit before he got pulled away from his family.
When?
He was happy. Like
when?
Right before he realized they were at his sidewalk. He was all smiles, man.
Oh, before he got involved in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, dude, it was just such a fun teaser, man. Like
amazing.
Just so good. How is that pirate ship gonna I want to know about this ship, man. I'm so like intrigued.
I mean, isn't it just one of those little floaty ships that they had in Asgard? Also, man, I feel like I should have brought this up. I guess this is one or more of my questions. What is up with that kind of like geometric, floating island thing that was in the trailer? I was like, is that what's left of Asgard?
T-Dub's visuals. Ooh.
Because it, got blowed up. So I mean, like, is it just? I was like, am I seeing the bits of Asgard floating in space right now?
It's pretty lush and green.
Maybe that's what it looks like. Have you ever seen a place blow up, Chase?
I haven't.
Maybe that's what it looks like.
That is,
maybe that's what Asgard looks like.
Out of the ashes rise, right?
Yes.
New the Phoenix, right? Yeah. Visually, it looks great. Everything, like the colors pop. I would be down for some new worlds if Taika Waititi created like that trash planet, which is a ton of fun. Like I want to like this is just keep pumping planets out, man.
More trash.
Thor trash, is that what you said?
I said more trash, but Thor trash.
More trash. Yeah. Anything else on the teaser before we take a break and talk about Moon Knight?
No, I'm ready to just let my 4th of July celebration carry over into July 8th for Thor Love and Thunder.
July 8th, Thor Love and Thunder. Cannot wait. Damon, I wish we could watch it together, man, but we're on the opposite sides of the world.
Yeah, and I would never go to Ohio.
And I can't afford LA.
Oh, well.
So
hey, neither can I.
I'll bring my laptop and you bring your laptop and it'll no. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back. Yep. We'll talk about Moon Knight and just continue to have fun. Thanks, everyone. Stick around. We'll be right back.
We are excited to announce that we are joining the Press Play Podcast Network. The Krypton Report podcast is dedicated to all things Superman, Supergirl, and the planet Krypton. We discuss movies, TV, game, comics, and all things DC.
So join me, Tyler, with my co-host James and Jania.
So join us as we explore DC's multiverse.
Look for Krypton Report on all social media platforms.
Hello, this is Don Mike Mendoza, the host of the Producing While Asian podcast. Join us to listen in on conversations with everyone who identify from producers to non-producers who all are part of the AAPI community. There's all that and more on the Producing While Asian podcast here on the Press Play Podcast Network.
Hello, Brooks here with the Books with Brooks monthly book club podcast. Listen, it is beyond time for you to join a book club. I know you've been thinking about it and everyone's doing it. Here's how Books with Brooks works. We read one book a month and then we talk about it. Classics like Stephen King's The Shining, debut novels like We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang, and tons of other compelling, life-changing stories, one book and 1 month at a time. So come read along with us and then listen in.
Hey everyone, it's JD from the Hyman Podcast. Backed by popular demand, I'm excited to let you know that new episodes of the Hyman Podcast will drop every other Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're going to continue the conversations we started last season and keep having those hard conversations. There is so much in store for you this season, and I'm excited to share it with you. Subscribe today so you don't miss a single moment. The Hyman Podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
All right, we're back. Damon Royster, he hosts Podcast 616 on the Press Play Podcast Network. He's a writer at Cracked and has a show at the Yard Theater, the Illuminati Hour. Damon, how is the Illuminati since you moved out there to LA and everything?
They won't stop calling me.
Oh, yeah.
But the show's really fun. It's me and my co-host Elizabeth Andrews. We were on an improv team in Chicago, and we have a monthly show at the Yard Theater. And we just gather other Chicago comedians that have made this sojourn to Los Angeles.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So we have stand-up, improv, and like a third, sometimes music, sometimes characters. So it's a fun time.
Love it. If I was there, I would go check it out.
Oh, man. I would not. I don't do comps, but man. Pay full price, please.
Yeah, I would. Well, hey, since we knew so much about Thor, Damon, let's just bless the listeners with our knowledge of Moon Knight.
Oh man, a character I knew even less about.
Right, and I still don't know what's going on, but I love it. I am here for it, Damon. What a delight Moon Knight is.
Man, I think I was in love from episode 1 when they had a cupcake fight set to Wham's "Wake Me Up Before You Go." Yeah, I was like, this is. I don't know what's going on, but they clearly want me to keep watching.
Yeah, it's Oscar Isaac, just putting on a masterclass in and acting. Just does a phenomenal job. For those of you who haven't watched Moon Knight, spoilers, you probably should, if you plan on watching it, not listen the rest of the way, because we will be touching on things that have happened up to episode 3 of Moon
But again,
Knight.
we
3
don't
of
know
6,
what's
is only
happening.
6 episodes.
I know. Oh God, I didn't think of that. We're halfway through.
Halfway through.
Wow.
So spoiler alert, stop listening, go watch it, and then press play. Hey, ching, it's all for that royalty every time.
Wow, I didn't know you have a license on the phrase.
I'm gonna say it
press play.
70 more times so I can fly out to LA, and that's my whole business strategy, is just get people to say that while I'm recording with them.
Well, I can't wait for you to be in LA and then never see you, because no one sees anybody. It's so big.
Yeah, halfway through, stop listening so we can talk about it. Damon, we talked pre-show. I love what I watch, and then I watch 3 more YouTube videos explaining what I just watched.
That sounds about right. I watch it, and I usually just rewatch the episode from last week before I watch the new one. Just like, what happened?
Yeah. But Oscar Isaac, a masterclass in acting. He plays a couple different characters throughout the show.
Yeah. Stephen, Mark.
Steve. Yeah. Stephen, Mark, Stephen.
Sorry, I guess I don't know him that well. Yeah, Stephen.
Steve and Mark. Stephen Mark. His last name is Mark. Now I'm all confused.
I'm so sorry. He plays Stephen and he plays Mark.
That we know of.
That we know of.
And go ahead.
I was like, wouldn't that be a nice 4 or 5 episode twist? There's a third personality.
I think there is, Damon. I think there is.
That's true. Oh yeah, because there's been some stuff where like neither one remembers when they attacked or something. He was beating up those bad guys.
Yes.
And neither one remembered doing it.
Yes. And that was revealed mostly in the last third episode, where he is like trying to remember something and has to like cover like awkwardly, like, oh yeah, or something is going on. And Steven has this like really fun British accent. Mark seems to be an American and is like this kind of like cool, suave, like, I'm just gonna use my Oscar Isaac charm and do what I want and get what I want and go where I want. Where Steven is like this down on his luck,
fumbly bumbly.
Yeah, museum like not even a curator, gift shop, like register operator, stockholder.
Jason, in your day-to-day life, do you think you're a Mark or a Steve? I feel like we have to ask ourselves.
If I say I'm a Mark, then that's like there's not a more Mark answer than saying, "Oh, I'm a Mark," and you don't want to be a Mark in that situation. But if you say a Steven, like, oh man, like
you're doubting yourself.
Yeah, and also we just watched Lizzo on SNL, so I'm like full confident, like, I can just do whatever I want to, because Lizzo just makes you feel that way.
Dang, I gotta watch that episode.
It's very good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot of fun. So I guess a Mark, Damon. I don't know. What about you?
Oh, Steven all the way. I love Steven. Oh man. So the thing of the show that I really like is that based on the personality, it affects the superhero suit that he wears.
Yes.
And I love, Mark has, the one you see in all the main posters of like the hood and the cape and like
it's all white, like a mummy wraps.
And he's got like the moon boomerangs, which man.
Moon meringues.
That's what they.
That's their official comic book.
Moon meringues.
Moon meringues out.
Moon meringues. But when Steven turns into the Moon Knight character, it's like a very 3-piece suit with kind of like, just like
it's like one of those green screen suits you see people wear, but it's a white Moon Knight suit.
Yeah, and I love that he still can't fight that well in it.
He can punch well.
He knows how to punch. But yeah, I think the pilot was such a great pilot of like,
yes,
it does such a great job of like, it's very aware, like, you're not going to know this, so just focus on this. You know, like, this is what we can show you. Like, Steven is trying to figure out what's happening. Like, you're just as confused as the main character. And I really love those shows. It kind of reminded me in a roundabout way about Lost, you know, the first season of Lost. What hopefully we'll get, you know, an answer or some answers to things.
Yeah, you know, it's Egyptian mythology. So now we have, now this is full circle. Now it's
Here
like
we are.
Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and now Egyptian mythology. It leans heavily into like these Egyptian gods and goddesses and all this stuff. I'm hearing words I've never heard before. Khonshu,
Yeah.
which is okay. So MoonKnight, there is an element of Lost in it. We talked pre-show. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark-y, kind of like adventure-y. And it's like creepy. There's like some scary like scenes like in these shows. Like,
what's up with, does Ethan Hawke have the touch of death? Is that his power?
God.
Like,
so like I said, I did have to watch some YouTubes from this, and apparently he serves Amet, maybe is how you pronounce it or say it. He's right. Not a god. He is the bringer of judgment from a god. So a god passes down judgment, and this Amet alligator looking thing is the one that passes the judgment. But the show talks about how all these gods have a current avatar, right?
Yep.
And
by James Cameron.
Right. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Amet's avatar, no, whose avatar betrayed them first?
Okay, whose avatar betrayed who's first? Well, I know it's the one who's with Steven and Mark. What's that guy's name?
Khonshu.
So Khonshu,
he's the god of like the moon.
Yes, that makes sense.
I
didn't know that, but I believe it. So he had an avatar, which was Ethan Hawke's character, but they had a breakup. This is a show about a breakup.
Like Days of Our Lives, Raiders of the Lost.
It's like, that's the comp shows. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark meets
That's
Days of Our Lives.
The pitch is like, imagine Lost, but sprinkle in a little Indiana Jones, Days of Our Lives, and Saw or Halloween.
You pick. But Ethan Hawke was the avatar for Khonshu and basically was doing what Oscar Isaac is doing. They had a breakup, and then Khonshu moved on and to Oscar Isaac, who is the new avatar. And Ethan Hawke is like, how dare you? Are we to assume Ethan Hawke is the avatar for Amet, or Ethan Hawke is just trying to find Amet to release her so she can pass judgment on the world?
Yes.
Which is crazy because like everyone's going to lose that test.
Right. They mentioned numerous times that, and there is some avatar betrayed a god or Amet. People are learning a ton listening to this. Like, they can't wait to be like, oh, this all makes sense now. Word on the street is that was Kang back in the Egyptian days.
Ooh. I literally just odd and ood. I'm interested. Kang the Conqueror.
Yes.
Played by Jonathan Majors.
Yes.
A little Hollywood LA thing. I think I saw him on the street last month.
Your first sighting?
Yeah. I mean, I had seen Amy Schumer. They're all over the place here, Chase.
Well, I thought we talked once. You're like, I haven't even had a sighting yet.
It's increased since then.
Okay, it all came at once.
To 2. I've seen Amy Schumer and King the Conqueror.
Okay. Which might be the same person. You never know.
Who knows?
Almost had a spit take. He's taking a drink of water. And so currently, where we just left off, they brought Oscar Isaac's character in front of all of the current Egyptian gods and all their current avatars, and they tried to warn them of this like plan that Ethan Hawke has, who's creepy and like culty and just like walks around with the glass in his shoes and has like stringy, like unhealthy hair, and it's just very, very weird.
Yeah, and can we get him a throat lozenge? He's just
Oh my gosh, yeah.
very gravelly.
He's doing a great job though.
Doing a great, better than I thought, because I was
Yeah.
kind of like, Ethan Hawke, really?
What? You don't think he's got
Okay, this is where I have to admit, I never got it. I've never seen Ethan Hawke in anything and been like, that's the guy. I'm glad he's here. I'm sorry. It looks
Training
like
Day? Nothing
never
on Training Day.
Never seen Training Day.
Captain, my Captain.
Okay, that one. Dead Poets Society. I didn't see
Dead
that
Poet
one.
Society.
But there's so many other people to look at and think about in that. You're there for Robin Williams. That's why you're there for Dead Poet Society.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, I think I broke you. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, that movie broke me. I did not expect that. Like, I went that movie blind, and when we and Leslie watched it, we didn't that movie broke me.
It's a rough one. But
and we even saw that SNL sketch before we watched it, and we were still just like,
you weren't ready.
We were not ready. He's doing great, and so they take Ethan Hawke's character in front of like this panel of Egyptian gods and goddesses, and they like, he's going to do this, and it's going to kill everybody, and blah blah blah. And they like, Ethan Hawke's like, but wait, am I? Are you sure? And they're like, you're right. You're probably not. Khonshu, don't do this again, or you're in trouble.
Right.
And then he's like, well, crap, what are we going to do now? Khonshu is also, you see him in his form throughout the show, and it's creepy as all get out. It's very creepy.
No neck.
Even worse hair than Ethan Hawke. Like it's like this.
Who would have thought?
Anyway, I don't even know. It looks terrifying. But then he's like, they turn back time 2,000 years, the sky 2,000 years, and that's where it's left off.
That was beautiful. That was some beautiful imagery there. I'm not very impressed with these gods that they got tricked by Ethan Hawke. He really pulled the wool over their eyes, as the kids say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up. There's this one character we have not talked about. Layla.
Oh yes, yeah. Oscar Isaac's love interest, or I think there's more to her character too.
Yeah, but she's great. I really shouldn't be saying. I'll have more research for this when we cover it on my podcast. But I heard this actress like got this part from just auditioning over Instagram.
Wow.
Like she just had like a video up in her Instagram story or maybe on her wall, and the MoonKnight people were like, "Oh, she's great."
And she's killed it. She's done a great job. She witnesses Oscar Isaac's character go through these changes, and her reactions and how she responds is just, it's captivating. She's very resourceful. We see in the third episode, she's getting a fake passport from someone
who she knows very well.
Very well.
A very fun back and forth.
It was so great. It was a great exposition dump is what it was, but it was just fantastic.
I mean, I think episode 3 at the halfway point, I think that was the best episode because it really showed the strength of all three. Because I mean, if you want to think of like Khonshu as the third personality of like, Mark is the action guy who like, got them into this black market ring so they could look at this tomb that they needed, but they needed Steven to decipher the hieroglyphics and everything to figure out the star patterns. And then they needed Khonshu to like turn back time to the skies. And it was just so cool to like, okay, this is how this works, of like, this is how these three people, these three, entities that occupy one body working together to find this evil god tomb.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going to happen. I cannot tell you anything else about MoonKnight as a character.
And don't ask, please.
At all. But I'm here for it. It's a fun ride. And I just think Disney Plus is killing it with their Marvel content, Damon. I'm just very, very entertained, very pleased. And it's a ton of fun.
Oh,
I love it. I've loved every single show that they've put out.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like, yeah.
WandaVision, check. Captain Winter Soldier,
Loki.
Check. Loki,
What If?
check. Oh, I haven't finished What If.
Oh, I mean,
probably need to. It's probably, I've heard things that it's significant.
Yeah, definitely watch it before you go to see the next Doctor Strange movie, I would say.
Right.
And have some comfort food when you watch it. It's kind of dark, but it's
Okay.
still good.
Hawkeye, a ton of fun.
I'm gonna watch it every Christmas. That's a Christmas special I like.
That was great. It was fantastic. And this
Yeah.
one is just so much fun. Oh my gosh, just so much fun. Damon, you're a ton of fun.
Oh my god, thank you.
How's
I was
that?
wondering.
Yeah, you are a ton of fun. Podcast 616. Check it out. It's on the Press Play Podcast Network. And you just released an episode today, Damon. What was it about? It's Marvel Mondays. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, we just released an episode talked about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Great movie.
Mostly talked about the jacket Shang-Chi wore on the bus scene because I want that jacket. If you can tell, I'm kind of wearing.
You kind of there's a little red.
This is the closest thing I have. I love that bomber jacket. So if you're listening and you know how I can get the bomber jacket, please.
Shang-Chi was again, I didn't know anything about Shang-Chi or the Eternals.
Mhm.
I love Shang-Chi. It was a ton of fun. Like I didn't feel like I needed to know. It was fantastic.
Wonderful. Like I love how it's like it's a family movie as well as a superhero movie. Like you're also there's superhero action, but it's also like, can this family work out their very messy dynamics?
What else you got coming on in 616?
Well, Chase, we are beginning after this, we're going to begin a 3-week conversation about Doctor Strange. That's how much we're excited about Doctor Strange. We're going to talk about Doctor Strange #1 next week with my good friend Nate Gold. After that, we've got a Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness preview podcast. I'll be joined by John Sabine and Laurel Zoff-Pelton to discuss what we think is going to happen there. And then finally, we'll have our conversation about the Multiverse of Madness film. I will have seen it, so I can accurately talk about it. And I'm so excited to do that because I love being right.
Well, I cannot wait to listen. I cannot wait to check it out. It's just a lot of fun. Marvel's taking over, Damon, and I
let it.
It's all good. If you're in the LA area, go check out the Illuminati Hour at the Yard Theater. It's been fantastic. Damon, thank you for doing this kind of joint reaction pod, man. This is a ton of fun.
Oh my God, truly. Thank you for having me. Chase, you are the kindest person ever. I'm suspicious, but
I'm suspicious.
No, I'm suspicious of you because you're so nice. And I'm well, when's the other shoe going to drop?
There's no other shoe. I mean, there's no other Steven. There's no other third thing. It's just me and my Markness and you and yours. Maybe, Damon, are we MoonKnight?
Together, we make MoonKnight.
That's it.
It's so late. We can't.
I'm the moon and you're the night. It even works.
Thank you.
On every level.
I think that's how it works. What are you, the moon or are you the night?
Yeah. Well, we figured it out. That is our MoonKnight. And that does it for this episode, the special episode of the Chase Smith podcast and podcast 616. Thank you all so much for downloading and listening. You can check us out on Twitter. You can follow me at the Chase Smith. Damon is at Damon Royster, right? _
Damon Royster.
Okay.
88. So DAYMAN ROYSTER 88.
And then at podcasts 616P3 and then at Press Play Podcast. Shouts to the Press Play Podcast Network for making this possible. Follow us online. Check out our website, pressplaypodcast.com, to keep up with our shows and network news. Damon is also a contributor on the website. You wrote an Oscar preview. In the preview, did not mention the slap in the preview, Damon.
I didn't want to spoil it.
Okay. I'm grateful because we didn't put a spoiler alert on your article. But it was
that happened.
Just absurd, just absolutely
wild,
absurd. Do you have an art? What are we writing about in May? What's going on there?
Well, for me, I know I'm going to be writing about so crazy thing. I've discovered 4 amazing comedy shows that all premiered this year, and the article I'm going to write is I called it my comedy block. I have a theory that if you watch all 4 shows together, they strengthen each other. So it's little bit of a review of the 4 shows, but also how to experience all of them.
What are they?
It's Abbott Elementary.
Love it. We're in it. We're in it.
Oh, love it. How I Met Your Father on Hulu. American Auto, and then Grand Crew. I love Grand Crew. It's just about friends drinking wine in LA. So
there you go. I've heard of How I Met Your Father, haven't watched it, and I don't think I've heard of the other 2.
American Auto is great. It's got Anna Gasteyer as like, basically she's the Steve Carell boss. It's a car company, and it's and Anna Gasteyer is like in charge of it, but she is unqualified, and it's all of her underlings trying to get through the day.
Right. Cool. Yeah, we're in Abbott Elementary. That's fun. We just finally finished Pin 15. And we're a little late on that one. That was a ride. Woo!
That one's a journey. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Damon, thank you so much, man. Always great talking to you.
You too, Chase. Thank you so much for having me.